The title of Darth is synonymous with the Sith Order, both ancient and new, and is representative of their mass power in the dark side of the Force, as well as their superiority over other orders that claim to wield the dark side. We know Darth from famous figures such as Lord Vader, Darth Sidious, Darth Tyrannus, and much more. These massively influential figures who have taken this title as a form of superiority, setting them aside as masters of the dark side. In the ancient days of the Sith Empire, Darth served more as a rank that was not easily attained, as the ancient Sith used the dark title to denote those who were essentially masters, although it was much more difficult to become a Darth and fully commit yourself to the Sith Order than it was to become a Jedi Master. But this raises an important and intriguing question. If the Darth title was so influential in the Order of the Sith and denoted their masters, then why for a period of time did many Sith reject the title of Darth and outright hated it, as well as why a faction of Sith Lords believed that the Darth title was directly contributing to their losses and the Order's crumbling. Well, today, students of the Force and acolytes of the galaxy, let's open this holocron of the ancient and more modern Sith, explain what the title of Darth meant, and explain why some Sith rejected it. In order to answer this question, we have to go back to the era of the new Sith Wars. It was at this point in time that the Darth title was in full swing, with the title of Darth being established when the Dark Jedi arrived on the world of Korriban, as many Sith Lords utilized this title with great esteem. At this point in the timeline during the new Sith Wars, the Sith are extremely powerful, having been rejuvenated by the Dark Lord Darth Ruin, who was a former Jedi. This is a period in time where debatably, the Sith should have crumbled the Republic and the Jedi Order due to their vast numbers, with it being believed that there were thousands of Sith at this time that held the title of Darth, and thousands of incredibly powerful and skilled dark side wielders. However, unfortunately, the Sith never seemed to be able to jump over the hurdle that was the Jedi and the Republic, despite winning more battles than the Jedi and the Republic. So why is this? Well, a group of Sith known as the Brotherhood of Darkness believed that they had the answer to why they could not overcome the Jedi. In all actuality, despite the Sith being more powerful in the Force, better fighters, and in many cases having more sheer numbers than the Republic, they could not put an end to the Jedi and the Republic at large due to Sith infighting. Immediately after the Sith had won a battle, and were beginning to obtain as much power as possible, the Sith would stab each other in the back. Specifically though, those Sith that had obtained the title of Darth, as if the Sith were to rise and establish themselves as the new force of order in the galaxy, then these Darths had to grab as much power as possible, and in doing so, they killed their greatest threats, which at the time was their very brothers and other Dark Lords that carried with them this title. Lord Khan and the Brotherhood of Darkness believed that it was this infighting that was unable to push the Sith over the edge, believing that if the Sith had been able to work together, then the Republic and the Jedi would have crumbled decades earlier. Again, keep in mind that this is a war that has been going on for 1,000 years, and a conflict that the Sith cannot get over. Despite being more powerful than the Republic and Jedi at large, they cannot get over their own greed, and their own desperate grab for power, which of course the Sith doctrine dictates. So at the time, the Order of the Sith knew that they had to remedy this problem as best as possible, and therefore the Order of the Sith became the Brotherhood of Darkness, one of the weakest eras in the history of the Sith. The Brotherhood of Darkness was established under Lord Khan, who completely did away with the title of Darth, believing that the title promoted infighting within Sith and promoted one Sith's superiority and advanced skill over the other, simply stating that one Sith Lord was superior. Lord Khan even stated that the title of Darth caused contention and strife and competition within the Order of the Sith. And because of this, Lord Khan and the Brotherhood of Darkness decided to do something that was unthinkable. They decided to look at Jedi tradition in order to mold the Sith. It is because of this that under Lord Khan, all of these Sith were equal and infighting was not allowed. The Sith attempted to view all of them as equals to their own power, and therefore they did not desperately grab for as much power in the dark side or knowledge as possible, promoting the Order above anything else and the defeat of the Jedi and the Republic. However, there is one important flaw with this mindset and the Sith's rejection of the title of Darth, that being with the rejection of the Darth title and the rejection of the ability to gain as much power as possible, you are no longer a Sith. Now you are so much less, and there was one Dark Lord at the time that agreed with this sentiment, and his name was Bane. Bane did believe that infighting was the major flaw that the Sith were facing at the time. However, he hated the Lords of the Sith and the Brotherhood of Darkness far more than he ever hated the Jedi, because of the fact that he believed that the Brotherhood of Darkness should have known better. He thought it was absolutely disgusting that the Brotherhood of Darkness would adopt Jedi traditions, and the idea that power was no longer the most important thing for any Sith. The idea that all Sith would simply be comfortable with their position in the galaxy, their position in the dark side, and all of their power, and simply be content with their brothers having more, or others having more. Darth Bane, who claimed the title for himself after it being rejected for decades, believed that it was this moment that destroyed the Sith, and Darth Bane made sure that he needed to remake them in his own, more profound image. An image that promoted what he called the Sith Rule of Two. Because the Sith had rejected the title of Darth, and because they were no longer seeking power, it was in this era of the Sith where we get some of the weakest Dark Lords we've ever seen. Dark Lords who would be absolutely demolished by a Jedi Master, because of the simple fact that they are not playing into the strengths that the dark side offers them. They reject the way of power, and as a result of this, the dark side itself began rejecting the Sith. Darth Bane believed, though, that there was a power struggle with the Sith that needed to be remedied, so in his mind, you constantly had to have a Sith fight for power. That is what it meant to be a Sith Lord. So instead, he decided to severely reduce the numbers of the Sith down to just 2. A master who held all of the power and continued to advance the power and knowledge of the Sith, who was privy to all of the secrets of the former masters, and a Sith apprentice, whose job it was to pine after the power and seek it as much as possible. A master took on an apprentice full well knowing that the apprentice would either kill them or they would need to find a new apprentice, one worthy of killing them. And it was this idea of embracing the fact that their power was limited and the fact that there was a greater force out there beyond themselves that made the Sith so powerful in the next generation and made the rule of 2 Sith so powerful. Along with this, though, which was crucial, was the title of Darth, a title that Darth Bane made sure to inherit and ensured would be passed down all the way to Lord Sidious and beyond. Darth represented power, power represented the Sith, and the thing that the Sith need most. So the idea that an era of Sith rejected this was disgusting to nearly all of the other Dark Lords that followed. But anyway, my friends, what are your thoughts on this? And what are your thoughts on this group of Sith Lords that actually rejected the title of Darth? Do you believe that Darth Bane was right? And what are your thoughts on essentially the weakest era of Sith Lords in the known lore? As always, my friends, thank you guys so much for watching. Hit that subscribe button, and may the Force be with you.